All right, I'm ready. I'm excited. Chat, settle down. This is gonna be a big one. What's this? What's going on? Let's do it. All right, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
PayPal does not want you seeing this video. A few hours ago, PayPal's lawyer sent me a cease and desist letter and requested Patreon take down my video under a copyright infringement claim. I consider this a direct attack against my fundamental rights as an independent journalist. PayPal has specifically taken issue with the fact that an anonymous source discovered Honey had left their source code exposed within their iOS app, which, if you know where to look, is publicly accessible. This anonymous source found the code and sent it to me. I reviewed the code for security research purposes, which is a protected act, and I only published relevant sections of the code that provide important context to the story, which I consider within the realm of public interest. Nevertheless, I have removed sections of the video containing said code, not because I believe PayPal are correct, but because I know they will have YouTube take this video down. It was only a small segment of the video, therefore I have made this decision quickly, under duress, and to proceed with this publication as quickly as possible. If PayPal thought this would stop me, they were sorely mistaken.
Dude,
enjoy the video.
PayPal, man.
I don't trust Honey. I don't know what it is.
Dude, this was so... This was a generational prediction. I bet you Markiplier feels so vindicated, dude.
I don't trust it. They push so much advertising. They push so much advertising. And then people are getting money out of it, and then people are saving money out of it, and that makes sense, but the other part doesn't make sense, and then something's going on here. Where's all this money coming from? I have a feeling there's gonna, in like a couple years, there's gonna be the great Honey conspiracy.
There's no way,
PayPal's
dude.
Honey Money saving browser extension is accused of scamming customers and YouTube creators.
The biggest YouTube scam has just been revealed.
The greatest scam in the history of the creator
This was a big deal, chat. We watched it together.
And scammed, and I've been a part of it.
It involves almost every high-profile creator that I can think
They
of.
gave it to everyone. I remember, I think I first saw it in like maybe JonTron or H3H3 back when I watched them, because I thought they were funny. But yeah, I remember seeing that on a lot of like big content creators at the time.
Including
For
myself.
sure, it was
Honey
like
paid
everywhere.
a lot of influencers up front
While taking money out of their back
It's this
pockets.
guy. I like this guy.
That's a little shady,
Wow.
mind you.
No way that signs you up for their affiliate link.
Aslan!
No way.
What?
Excuse me!
Brother.
Brother.
I'm the biggest Honey fan in the world.
Oh, it's Jellywig!
Ludwig, no!
Ludwig,
They've also been lying to consumers.
They are clearly not giving the best coupon codes and discounts to users.
If you have downloaded Honey, I do recommend removing it from your browser.
I do think that this investigation for Megalag will lead to a huge class action lawsuit against Honey.
Uh-oh.
So on behalf of creators everywhere, I have filed a class
Yeah, what
action
happened?
lawsuit.
Whatever
We're
happened
suing
with
PayPal
that?
and
That's
Honey.
legal,
Davis Nexus is
isn't
the
it?
lead plaintiff in a class action complaint filed against PayPal and its property, Honey.
That's insane,
Well,
man. Did
it's safe to
anything
say
happen?
PayPal's lawyers love my last video. But don't worry, PayPal, you know what they say. All press is good press, right?
Right.
Since releasing part 1 of my investigation, Honey has lost over 6 million users. Google has changed.
They still have so many though. 14 million. Like, yeah, it's a huge dent, but that's still like a... You know, it's like, oh, I know, I'm making $1 million instead of 2 million. Oh no, what am I gonna do?
Changed their policies for browser extensions, blocking
It
Honey
should be
from claiming
more,
undeserved
but
commissions,
still
and
a
most
lot.
significantly, PayPal has been slammed with over 20 class action lawsuits accusing them of wiretapping, computer hacking, unfair competition, consumer fraud, tortious interference, and unjust enrichment. Yikes, maybe not them. And unfortunately for
bad.
PayPal,
That's
I
bad.
suspect more lawsuits will be filed following the release of this video. Why? Well, you see, besides lying to consumers and stealing from influencers, Honey was also causing serious harm to small businesses. So much so that I believe brands have likely suffered millions of dollars in damages. But that's not all. In this video, you're also going to learn how Honey was collecting and sharing your data, and how they, in my opinion, illegally targeted minors through influencers such as Mr. Beast. Strong accusations, I know, but
So
I have
many
the
kids
receipts.
watch 'em.
I've reviewed internal data, Honey's source code, their pitch deck to investors, disturbing emails between Honey and small businesses. I've reviewed interviews, and much, much more. You're about to get insights into one of the most scummy, predatory business models I have ever seen. You'll also find out why my investigation...
I had a fundraiser for my late dad. He was suffering from ALS, and I noticed a money leakage on PayPal. Shut down the account, and I hate them. What? They did that? They took money from a fundraiser? Dude, I'm sorry, dude. If that's real, bro, that's so fucked up.
Has triggered multiple class action lawsuits against other
Good
corporate
Lord.
giants such as Microsoft, Capital One, Klarna, Rakuten, and Retail.
By the way, I read a chat. It's not me, my dad. No, chat. That's a message I read, not me.
Not. Per usual, the views, allegations, and conclusions expressed in this series are my opinions based on evidence I have gathered, which will be shared throughout. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 2 of the Honey Trap.
The honey trap. It's all interlinked. Uh-oh.
There were many moments throughout this investigation where I thought I'd reached the end of the rabbit hole. I thought I understood everything there was to know about Honey's dirty business model.
All right.
They were claiming the credit for sales they hadn't earned, poaching the affiliate commissions from content creators, and they were intentionally withholding discounts from users for their own financial gain, rendering the entire value behind their core product
So they just
a
scammed
lie.
everyone.
Kind of hard to believe it could get much worse than that, but unfortunately it does. And I realized this after noticing a strange but reoccurring anomaly. You see, in most cases, when Honey popped up at checkout and I clicked apply coupons, a discrete tab would open in the top left corner of my browser. That's Honey injecting a simulated referral click, attempting to claim the credit for a sale. But here's where things got weird. Every once in a while, I'd come across a store where, after clicking apply coupons, Honey wouldn't load their affiliate link. So
it's
why not?
selective?
At first, I thought it might be a bug, but quickly ruled that out after noticing the same anomaly on multiple websites. Even stranger, when this would happen, I was generally finding better deals. So what gives? Well, for the longest time, I was under the assumption that Honey would only pop up on websites that had agreed to partner with them, but I couldn't have been more wrong. And I realized this after
So they secretly made sponsor links, they have deals, and then they go behind your back where they didn't tell you? So like, say they had a GamerSupps like code, and we as content creators didn't know about it, so when you guys would sign up to, like, for example, I don't know if this is true or not, I doubt it, but like with GamerSupps, like how everybody has a code and then you could put in code SMUG, and then it would just like put code Honey instead at checkout and you didn't realize? Dude, that would be so fucked.
stumbling
Yeah, then they
across
take
a
the
post
money.
on Shopify's community forum, where a store owner complained that Honey was leaking their coupon codes without their permission. And as I read through the replies, I could see other stores had the same issue. Now, this was a pivotal moment
screwing
in
up
my
the
investigation
program.
because it turned my entire understanding of Honey's business model upside down. Until now, I was so focused on the impact Honey had on consumers and influencers that I didn't even think to consider the potential impact to businesses. Though in my defense, Honey consistently referred to the 30,000 stores on this platform as participating stores. So one would assume that every store on Honey's platform joined willingly and with consent. Yet clearly, that wasn't the case. So I reached out to several business owners to learn more.
Honey takes...
So they took codes that they didn't actually give to them, like they got leaked codes. So for those that don't know, there's sneaky ways of like getting discounts for codes that aren't intended for you. Sometimes they'll be expired or they just don't know. There's manager codes where they have like VIP codes that are special for like certain people, and they take that and then they fucking steal them and then get a discount. Yeah, like employee high discounts. Yeah,
people use on our website.
If you worked at retail, they sometimes gave you codes for like purchasing stuff inside the store. And sometimes what you can do is go on the black market and basically sell that code for some money for yourself.
The discount codes and makes them public to everybody who's using Honey.
Wow.
We started having problems where customers would get in touch via our support website saying, oh, hey, I just tried to use this discount, this 60% off coupon, and it doesn't work. I'd be like, we'll look into it. Like, dude, that is not your discount. Like, how did you get that? And they'd be like, oh, It just showed up through the honey extension.
And they're
I
like,
hadn't
what's a
heard about
honey extension?
before, and I was just hanging out on the couch with my girlfriend, and she made some comment about, oh, this app Honey that basically gives you all these coupon codes, and I think she asked if we were on it. I said no, and then she checked out our website and said, oh, you actually are on it, and
girlfriend, he wouldn't have known. She checked.
it's giving this 15 or 20% discount
That's a lot.
code. And so that's when I found out about it, and I was pretty shocked because I didn't know how long it had been going on for. Yeah, it cost us thousands, and I haven't even looked into how far back it went, but
oh my god. So they were just losing money. For those that don't understand how businesses work, you can't just have discounts all the time. When you're doing sales and discounts, it's to either get rid of inventory because you know you're not going to sell it, so you might as well sell it for like a little bit of return and not like the maximum price, or get people into the door so that when the sale goes away, they'll still stick around because they like your product. Like, it's that kind of thing. You can't just have it all the time, so they were just fucking them out of money.
I know we just ended the code
right
away.
Oh my god.
Now, if you think that sounds bad, well, trust me, it gets a whole lot worse.
Wait,
but
worse
first,
than
it's
stealing
important we
codes?
understand the scale of this issue. As you just heard, these store owners clearly never consented to being on Honey, so they can't possibly be among the so-called 30,000 participating stores, right? So why was Honey lying to consumers about the true number of stores supported by its platform?
'Cause fuck you.
And just how many stores did Honey add to its platform without consent? Was it hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands? Well, that's where things get interesting. You see, when I started combing through the business side of Honey's website, I noticed that Honey claims to only be partnered with 10,000 brands. That's 20,000 less than what they advertised to consumers.
That's still an insane amount,
okay,
to be honest.
I guess 10,000 stores intentionally partnered with Honey, and the remaining 20,000 never signed up. Now, that would already be incredibly concerning and deeply misleading. But as it turns out, the deception is far worse than that. You see, as I continued digging, I stumbled across this file from Honey's extension called supported domains, which gets loaded onto your computer when you install Honey. And this file contains a list of—
Oh my god. Ticketmaster.co.nz. Fenty Skin, Fenty Beauty. These are makeup stores. Is there anyone others I can't recognize? Kiwi.com, nail polish. Dude, that's a lot. Like, I feel like I recognize some of these.
Of over 108.
There's a lot, man. I'm trying to capture some. Lock Baba. I forget what that is. NY Squad. Comfy
80,000
Home?
online stores. That's a massive discrepancy from what's advertised anywhere on Honey's website. Now, of course, we could start making assumptions based
Although
on
fuck Ticketmaster, to be fair, but still.
those numbers alone, but we don't have to. Because it just so happens that Honey also keeps detailed information for each of the online stores in this list, and it's relatively easy to access that data. For example, on Chrome, if we click Manage Extensions, turn on Developer Mode, click on the Service Worker for Honey, and click on the Network tab, we can now monitor what Honey does behind the scenes a little closer. So if we say visit apple.com, we can see that Honey is now accessing information from their database related to Apple. Looking at this one in particular, we can see that 2.9 million Honey users visited Apple's website in the past 30 days.
That's
we can
a
also see that none
lot.
of those users saved any money from coupons because, well, Honey has no coupon codes for Apple's website. We can even see
Apple never puts anything on discount. Ever. Unless it's like a third party, like business or something that's reselling, I guess, yeah. Apple never does sales. Ever.
internal support and monetization notes that were left by Honey's employees. Interesting. Most importantly, however, we can also see that Honey has an affiliate link for Apple's website, confirming that Apple does have an affiliate partnership with Honey. But if we look at the same data for, say, Abercrombie & Fitch, we can see that Honey doesn't have an affiliate link, yet Honey is still offering coupon codes for that store. And sure enough, if we click Apply Coupons on Abercrombie & Fitch, Honey doesn't load an affiliate link through that infamous sneaky tab. Aha, things are starting to make more sense. So all I had to do now was collect this data for every store in Honey's database. It's
a lot of
the
work.
only problem is collecting this data for one store is easy, but doing it for 180,000,
It's a lot.
that would literally take.
This is what you need AI for. Like, low-key, don't make someone do this. This is such tedious, annoying work. Make an AI do it. Or like a program or a script or something. You gotta script it.
years. Unless, of course, you created a little program that automated the entire process. Crawling through that massive list, scraping Honey's data store by store, and neatly organizing the most relevant data points into a nice, easy to read spreadsheet.
Nice.
Well, that's exactly what we have here. But I can't take any credit for the spreadsheet because this was all the work of someone much better at this stuff than I am, and he goes by the name of Yelta. He's a developer from the Netherlands, awesome guy. And I cannot thank him enough because holy shit, there is a treasure trove of data in this spreadsheet. We now have all the details for every store, every coupon code, every developer note, all curated into one lovely spreadsheet. It's glorious. PayPal will not like me having this data, but too bad. And Yelta will be releasing this data publicly on Twitter shortly following the release of this video. Link to his Twitter is below, so make sure you give him a follow if you want to catch that drop. All right, so now that we have the spreadsheet, we can finally confirm that at the time this data was collected, Honey supported 35,000 stores with affiliate links and an additional 146,000 stores without affiliate links. So yes, there was some truth to their claim of supporting 30,000 participating stores.
But then there's a bunch of others that aren't.
Conveniently left out the eeny-weeny fact that they dragged an additional 146,000 stores onto their platform, presumably without consent. Now, consider this. If you're Honey and your platform supports 180,000 stores, surely you'd be screaming that from the rooftops, right? 180,000 sounds a whole lot more impressive than 30,000. Honey knows that. So why hide the real number? Clearly, Honey decided that keeping this little secret to themselves outweighed the benefits of advertising it. Now, as a consumer, you might be thinking, so what if Honey leaks a few coupon codes? Even if a business never gave consent, surely that would just drive more sales for the business, right? Well, it's not that simple. Why? Well, you see, coupon codes are more than just discounts for consumers. They're also a vital marketing tool for businesses. Virtually all coupon codes have a strategic purpose behind them. For example, many online stores will offer a 10% discount as an incentive for signing up to their newsletter.
Yeah, and then you get spammed 5 trillion times and then you unsubscribe and it takes like forever for you to unsubscribe because you have to like answer a survey. It's so annoying.
Consumer gets a 10% discount and the business gets your email address for marketing. It's a simple tit for tat exchange. But if Honey snatches up that coupon and makes it available to everyone, well, now the business is losing 10% while gaining nothing in return. The entire purpose behind that coupon code gets destroyed, stripping away any incentive for the business to continue offering it. But it's not just newsletter coupons. Stores will also offer discounts to reward and maintain loyalty, like offering exclusive VIP codes to repeat high-value customers. Many businesses will even offer specialty discounts to military veterans or first responders, just to show their appreciation.
Oh yeah, during
but also,
COVID,
some businesses have private
McDonald's gave you a free McDouble. Yeah.
discount codes like 50 or 80% off that are strictly intended for use by employees or friends and family. So when Honey comes along, finds all of these codes and hands them out
but that also means that there's a rat in your like company that sold the coupon or gave it away.
Candy to its millions of users. Not only does it cause a
some people make it super obvious what the code is. They'll be like employee 500.
Negative strategic impact, but it also causes significant financial harm. In fact, this has become such a significant problem for online stores that there are now multiple paid services to help e-commerce stores block extensions like Honey. Even well-known retailers are paying to prevent these issues. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth does Honey get access to private coupon codes like employee discounts if they're not available to the public? Well, I came across this marketing podcast where they discussed the issue.
What happens is if I have Honey, for example, and I'm one of your best customers at your e-commerce store, and you decide you're going to do a promotion for your VIP customers, maybe it's a flash sale, and you send me a special code. I go to your website. I legitimately have that code from you. I type it into the promo code field at checkout. Because I have Honey in my browser, it is able to scrape that code then and give it to everybody who uses
Oh my God, that's I didn't even think of that. Yeah, it's like a keylogger. So if you're just an employee and you're like, la 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 la, I'm just gonna use my little discount, and it records your shit. Yeah, it wouldn't even be your employees being retarded and giving it out or like exchanging it for money. It's literally, yeah, it's like skimming. Wow, I did not even think of that. Not that I was following this
like
pretty
military hero
pretty hard.
30, clearly intended for a veteran. And then in another case,
wow.
How would you know?
In another case, my CEO found a men's apparel brand where they had a $75 off coupon code, but they didn't set a minimum order value. And so people were able to get unlimited merchandise for free as long as they kept their order value at $75 or under.
Okay, that's insane. But I have to admit, at first, I was a little skeptical of the claim that Honey was snatching codes from users without their consent. Because whenever I entered in a coupon code Honey didn't recognize, the extension would always ask for my permission before taking it. Or so I thought.
Oh my God, man. That is so funny. Yeah, do you want to get slapped across the face? Oh, no, you don't? Whoosh, fucking does it anyway. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah.
But as it turns out, the moment you type in a coupon code, Honey immediately sends that code directly to their servers, and then they ask for your consent. How do I know? Well, you see, a developer who would like to remain anonymous noticed that Honey leaked their source code inside of their iOS app. Whoops. So this developer extracted the code and sent it to me.
Yep.
We can actually further verify this with a live example. Watch what Honey does in the background as I enter in this coupon. Honey realizes that it doesn't have this code yet and asks for my consent to share it. But look at this. Before I've clicked anything, Honey has already sent that coupon code to their server, including the details of how much
savings $149
money that coupon saved me, all without my consent. Now, Honey might argue that if you click don't share, they never actually use those coupons.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe they don't. Maybe those codes just sit in their database doing nothing. We can't say for certain. However,
he has to say that legally speaking, but we know.
If you read Honey's privacy policy, it explicitly states that they collect data such as coupons, promo codes, and deals you found. So while they ask for a user's consent, their privacy policy clearly allows them to take that data without it. So why does this matter? Well, it matters because when private codes get leaked, businesses don't just lose money, they're often left in the dark, unable to trace how those codes were exposed in the first place. I've personally found several coupon codes through Honey that were clearly intended for private use. This one coupon I found worked like a $35 gift voucher.
Yeah, that's an employee or it's a gift voucher. Yeah, I've seen this before. Like you have to test a shipping location in a different state or something, and they have to use it because it's free. You're not gonna like give them the money and then they have to pay you back. So you use like an employee discount. It's like a gift card, so it negates it.
I could make unlimited free orders provided my cart value was $35 or under. When I alerted the business, they appeared to have no idea how the code had been leaked. Now, believe it or not, this nightmare for online stores only gets worse.
So we usually use discount codes as a way to track when influencers or partners are sending traffic to us so that we can identify the sale was attributed to that influencer and pay them a commission. So I think we saw one code started to get used like way more, and we were like, wow, we're paying this influencer so much, they're doing so well, and I was like a little bit suspicious.
A lot of times discount codes are the only way for you to understand if a YouTuber that you love and would love to partner with is actually driving incremental value to your business, those codes would immediately get picked up by Honey, and then there'd be
And then Honey just takes it
hundreds of thousands of times, and you'd be like, all right, like, not only does that negatively impact our business, it was for that audience, but we have no idea which podcaster we should continue to support.
Now, if you're someone who listens to podcasts, you probably know exactly what Chip is talking about here. When brands advertise on podcasts, affiliate links aren't always practical. Listeners could be running, driving, or doing the laundry without easy access to a computer. So, instead, brands will provide podcasters with a unique coupon code. And each time the listener uses that coupon code at checkout, the podcaster earns a commission, just like an affiliate link. So these are not your typical coupon codes. Behind them, you have an influencer that's trying to earn a living, you have a business paying to promote their product, and there's usually a contract binding the two together.
Yeah, so you don't know if they're actually doing a good job or not, if it's worth it for them to keep paying you. Yeah, it fucks everyone, pretty much.
Regardless, Honey will step in,
it fucks
leak
the
the
content
codes to
creator and it
users,
fucks
disrupting
the
that business relationship. The
They don't
result,
know if it's worth it.
Not only do brands end up losing money from the leaked discounts, on top of that, they're now forced to pay undeserved commissions to the influencers whose codes got leaked. It's easy to imagine how quickly something like this could spiral out of control.
That could have happened to
In fact,
GamerSupps,
one
dude.
business owner on Twitter reported losing $100,000 from this exact issue, and he only realized it happening several months later. It's no laughing matter. And if you think this is a huge win for influencers because they get paid a bunch of undeserved commissions,
No, they could also get that shit terminated. The guy just said that they had to terminate every single coupon code. Dude, that's so bad.
well, think again.
I mean, we basically pulled all out of the podcast realm because there was really no way to figure out how to attribute any successes or failures.
We basically can't do that anymore because as soon as a code becomes used by one person, it's suddenly used by everybody.
Wow.
This is a nightmare situation for everyone involved, but not all businesses are affected equally. Honey's actions are especially devastating for small businesses that lack the resources of larger brands. The big retailers can push back. They have dedicated marketing teams, advanced analytic tools, and the legal muscle to respond. Smaller
Yeah, they can
businesses,
sue
on the other
them.
hand, don't have that luxury. So when a
They just get
multi-billion-dollar company
bullied.
like PayPal piles on more obstacles, it's not just frustrating, it's downright predatory. In fact, Made in Cookware CEO Chip perfectly summed up the devastating impact Honey's actions can have on a small business.
When you're in the early stages of building a business, you're in the stage of, will this company even work? Is there product market fit? How do I scale this thing? Can the economics work, right? And so all the things we talked about, these discount codes and the kind of removal of attribution and killing margin, like those really affect the early stages of a company, from everything from where do I put the next dollar in to make sure I can survive down.
That's another fucked thing. If you have, say, you have a podcast and you think you're gonna market to an audience, if everybody starts using it through Honey, you don't get like actual analytics of like gender, age, and like what people are interested in. And it gives you no spread of like what you need to market to, and it fucks up everything. Like in terms of analysis and like looking at data, it's so bad. I can definitely see how they can destroy a company that's just starting out and it doesn't have like a established audience that it can like analyze.
To
Oh
you're
my
taking 10,
gosh.
15, 20% of my sales without me wanting it. And we have digital marketing
Yeah, and
costs,
the
we have
allocation
shipping
costs
costs,
and
we have
shit.
all these stacks of costs that not only are getting more inflated over time, like FedEx has been raising their rates over time, warehousing costs have gone up, COGS have gone up, as you know, through
Yeah.
inflation for the last 4 or 5 years, right? Like all the cost structures have been
Shipping,
going up, and to
tariffs,
have
ugh.
someone just stealing and compressing the actual revenue you want, like puts small businesses in a real squeeze. It's just really disappointing, and like it doesn't even work, because at the end of the day, like you need to make the numbers work, and if Honey is going to steal 10% of your revenue all the time, you're going to have to raise prices at the end of the day to make up for that, right? And so it's not only not effective, but it makes it worse for the consumer. It compresses for the small business owner any margin, and it's just like a really awful business model. Like we've been so mad at them for so long.
I'd be mad too.
Really
You
sad.
ruined my
And Chip's
business.
point about the impact to consumers is especially important. If Honey's eroding profit margins from retailers and they're forced to increase prices, well, that ultimately affects consumers. Now, as you'd expect, these businesses don't just let these issues slide. Naturally, they reach out to Honey to complain, asking to be removed from the platform. And that,
Kick
unfortunately,
rocks.
is where the story takes a much darker turn. You see, Honey is well aware of the inconvenience it creates for these online stores. So,
But we don't care. Kick rocks. What are you gonna do? Sue us?
when they inevitably reach out to Honey, asking to be removed, does Honey oblige? Of course not. Instead,
gives a
Honey
shit?
goes, how about this? We'll give you full control over which coupons go live on our platform, but only if you partner with us.
So they just take everything from you. Yeah, how about we just fuck you even harder, huh?
I kid you not. In fact, Chip was kind enough to share his email exchanges with Honey from 2020. And you need to see it because holy shit, it's bad. Now, it is a long email chain, so
Yeah, it's
I'm not going to
mafia
read the
type shit
entire
for
thing,
sure.
but you're welcome to pause to read the bits I skim over. Hi, I am the CEO of Made in Cookware. Please remove us from your app. You've scraped a private friends and family code from our checkout and put it on the platform for others to use. We've lost a bunch of revenue.
I would be so much more pissed. They're being so polite, chat.
4 days later, Honey responds with, hi Chip, thanks for reaching out. Honey supports over 40,000 stores online, and we always prioritize protecting the Honey experience for users by supporting available stores and displaying available codes. We can absolutely remove the code in question. In order to protect the Honey experience for our users, we typically do not remove codes unless we have a working relationship.
Oh my god. This is actually mafia shit. We typically don't remove codes, but if you want us to not break your legs anymore, we should totally get into partnership. Yeah, they pay your protection fees, you little shitbag.
I mean, right off the bat, they're basically saying, we won't compromise the experience for our users unless you pay us. Classy. We'd love to discuss how we can work more closely and partner with your brand.
Dude, that's so
Chip
fucked.
replies the same day, we don't offer affiliate deals to coupon sites. We'd like to be removed from your site and extension completely.
Go
With the
fuck
sound switch
yourself.
not going to plan, Honey brings in their global partnerships manager, Kelly Rodek, who explains to Chip that his leak code was added through Honey's user-generated coupon functionality. No surprise.
I feel like this isn't going to hold up in court. I just feel like it can't. Like, this sounds so fucked to me.
Is there. She completely ignores his request to be removed from the platform, only offering to remove the leaked employee discount. Chip replies the same.
Kelly? Yeah, that's like another form of Karen. That's like the millennial Kelly. Like, she's a little bit on the younger side. Karens are the older millennials.
Same day, our friends and family code was listed on your site. That was an internal code meant for a small group of people that was never published anywhere. Our whole site can't be removed from your app. Honey only responds a week later, confirming they removed the employee discount, but again,
that week later,
completely ignores Chip's request to be removed from Honey. Chip responds immediately, pushing for an answer, but they ignore his email completely. A month later, and Honey leaks another private discount code. Hi, please remove from your app. That is a private code behind a private employee perk login. This should never be public. I don't understand how you feel taking a private employee perk and making that public to the world is helping our business. Honey responds
fuck
confirming they
yourself.
removed the code, but instead of taking responsibility, they try shifting the blame onto Chip, suggesting his employee.
Yeah, is it possible that I Made in Cookware employee is a Honey user? That's exactly what I would do if I was trying to gaslight someone. You should tell all 5 million of your employees to stop using our Honey extension, you little bitch. That's your own fault for using our fucking trap mechanic. Just stop using it.
Employees might be
Idiot.
responsible for sharing the code with Honey. But given what we know about their system, I'm willing to bet Honey were responsible for the leak, not Chip's employees. Honey then suggests that Chip creates single-use codes for each and every employee, essentially making it his responsibility to fix a
That's your own
problem
fault,
they
idiot.
created in the first place. I would be fuming if this were my business.
I would
2 months
fucking
later,
freak
and
out.
another private code gets leaked. And once again, Chip asks to be completely removed from the platform. And this time, Honey finally addresses the question. We proudly host a consistent shopping experience for all Honey shoppers who rely on our shopping tools. Therefore, we cannot disable honey for individual stores and never have. Never have, huh? Well, that's interesting, because it just so happens that Andrew from TrueGrit Texture Supply also shared his email exchange with Honey. And would you believe
This
it?
is COVID,
He
by
was
the way,
dealing with the
2020.
exact same Honey employee as Chip. And while Honey attempted the same sales pitch with Andrew, they did eventually remove his store from the platform.
Did they threaten them legally speaking? Because that guy didn't. The previous guy.
So yes, it is possible, and yes, they have done it before. Once again, we've caught Honey in yet another calculated and deliberate lie. And make no mistake, it was deliberate because this employee, Kelly, confirmed the removal of Andrew's store just 1 month before assuring Chip that Honey had never removed a store before.
They're just
Honey
lying,
clearly
yeah.
has the capability to remove stores, they just choose to enforce that decision selectively. Keep in mind, Honey knows exactly how many—
I'd love to know if they actually just like straight up just if they get threatened like laws, they'd be like, yeah, you know what, maybe it's not worth it.
of their users
Even if they have
are
the
visiting
money,
a given
court is annoying to deal with, so maybe they're selective about it, like with how much they want to put on, like how much weight they want to put on.
store and how much they are spending. So I'd speculate that this selective enforcement comes entirely down to which stores Honey believes will make them the most money. Now for the record, I didn't even get through that entire email chain between Chip and Honey. It goes on, and this behavior is not an isolated incident, it's a pattern.
When merchants discover their codes have leaked and then they want to clamp down on that, they go to these coupon extensions and plea and request to have their codes removed. And 9 times out of 10, the response is
Kick
join
rocks.
our affiliate program and you'll have more granular control over that.
And then they just lie.
So I think merchants tend to
Me
feel
when
a
I
little
lie.
bit as though they're being blackmailed or extorted, you know, because you join the affiliate program and then you have to pay that coupon extension company every time somebody uses a code. And you're doing that in order to have them not share your
It's
code.
mafia.
I mean, this has got
It's
to be one of the
racketeering.
most f***ed up business models I have ever seen. And
Oh
let's be
my
real
God.
about what's going on here. In my opinion, it's economic extortion. Just think about it. Imagine one day deciding to start your own business. You've saved up all this money and invested it all into this one big idea. You're taking on a huge risk. And as you navigate the daily struggles of running a business, a bad actor sneaks into your store without you ever noticing. They quietly start collecting coupons from your customers and start handing them out at your checkout counter. Then one day, you notice a customer with a voucher that was clearly never intended for them.
Veteran
And you
discounted. It's a child. Oh well, maybe you know he's taking a lot of you know, hormones or something. It's suppressing him.
have
being a
absolutely
vet.
no idea how they got it. But when you eventually catch the culprit and demand that they leave your store, they refuse, and there's nothing you can do about it. Knowing this, the bad actor leverages the harm they manufactured by strong-arming you into signing a partnership deal, where the only way to stop the damage they created is by paying them. Honey's business model starts to make a lot more sense now, doesn't it? It makes sense why they dragged 146,000 stores onto their platform and kept quiet about it. Because by doing so, they wedged themselves between those stores and their customers, disrupting, interfering, and ultimately
making
taking
money.
control over their coupon strategies.
Yep.
And the only way for those stores to regain some of that control is by paying Honey. I mean, why else would any of these stores partner with and pay Honey if they're already on the platform for free? The answer is simple. The stores don't pay for inclusion, they pay for exclusion, for damage control. It makes sense.
We won't break your legs if you pay us some money. That's Tony Soprano's business model. Yeah, if you pay, you give me some gabagool, I won't break your legs. It's that simple. Ah, bada bing, bada boom.
Now, to be clear, I'm not suggesting that
That's
all
so
of Honey's
fucked.
35,000 partnered stores were coerced into joining their platform.
But a
I'm sure
lot.
many signed up willingly. After all, Honey does offer a cashback program, which some stores genuinely like to offer users. And just look at the glowing case studies on Honey's website. Some of the numbers they throw around make partnering with Honey look like an absolute no-brainer. Increased average order value, reduced cart abandonment, that's music to the ears of any e-commerce store owner. But of course, if the benefits were truly as good as they say, you'd expect—
If you're doing case studies on your own shit, it has to be done by an outside party. I don't trust that shit.
that brands who partnered with Honey never look back, right? Well, here's a little statistic Honey doesn't want brands to see, and it's from their own data. This right here is a list of stores that, at some point, tried a partnership with Honey, then decided, yeah, no thanks, and ended the partnership. There's 15,000 of them. That's 15,000 brands that, at some point, were partnered with Honey, but no longer are. And this is based on the limited data I have access to. The actual number is potentially a lot higher. I think that says a lot more about the value Honey can bring to businesses than any of their case studies. Given everything we've uncovered about Honey so far,
we're only halfway through the
really
video
makes you
too,
wonder,
Chad.
why on earth would a Fortune 500 company like PayPal sink $4 billion into buying this company? Sure, Honey was making some sweet affiliate revenue, but still, that's a lot of money. To put that price tag into perspective, the platform you're watching this on, YouTube, was acquired for just $1.6 billion. Combine that with the acquisitions of Instagram and Twitch, and it still equates to less than what PayPal paid for Honey, a coupon browser extension. Well, Honey...
Because data is invaluable. If it's not good enough to make a profit, the data that you collect from those people is gonna be way more valuable. I think Facebook or some other company said that they actually don't make that much money for the purchases that they make, but the data that they collect on people has no number or value to it. That's why.
Brought more to the table for PayPal than its ability
remember.
to churn out mountains of cash. They also had
It makes a return
17
on it.
million users worth of data, and as it turns out, lots of it. Remember in the last episode how I said, if a product's free, it's likely you're the product? Well, we're at that part of the story now. You see, while Honey was handing out bottom of the barrel coupon codes, they were also tracking your shopping habits and collecting a ton of data along the way. In fact, Amazon of all companies began warning users that Honey was a security risk, stating, Honey tracks your private shopping behavior, collects data like your order history and items saved.
Yeah, we want our data. I love this. This is so funny to me. Amazon says, I don't want you to give them the data. I want you to give me the data. Amazon is pissed. They're like, fuck you. Don't stop. Yeah, it's a data war. Oh, are you guys lagging? I'm not. I think it's Twitch. Tiny F. Okay, well, it's not me. I don't think I noticed it. It was a tiny blip. Well, that's good. Okay, anyway, but as I was saying, it's funny that they're telling them to uninstall it when Amazon does the exact same thing, but they want it for themselves.
Can read and change any of your data
this is
on
our
any
territory,
website you visit.
bitch.
They even recommended uninstalling the extension. That was somewhat surprising to me, given how much Honey played into the whole "you can trust us with your data" narrative.
Actually free, not like selling all your personal data free.
Me when I lie.
Does Honey sell user data?
No.
This prompted me to investigate Honey's data collection practices, and what I found was, unsurprisingly at this point, pretty darn concerning. Hilariously, the first thing I noticed when auditing Honey's website was that they explicitly assured users that, hey, what we don't do is sell or share your data. But the moment you click the link to their privacy policy, the first thing you see is how we share your data. Excuse me? Red flag.
Dude, this reminds me of when I used to sell carries in World of Warcraft. Like, you'd carry someone through a raid so that they could get gear. And sometimes we would scam people, but like, it wouldn't be me. I would say like, oh, I've never scammed anybody. And then I know actively that there was people in my guild that would scam people. It's just that I wasn't the one doing it. I just knew about it. So like, yeah, you would say, I would never scam you. I always give you back your money. But there's always people in there that was like, you know, fucking carrying someone and like fucking scamming them. Yeah, I was a little scumbag. This was years ago, but still, it's like a half-truth, exactly.
Number one.
It's getting them out
this
of gold.
privacy policy was packed with vague language when it came to what data they were collecting and how they were sharing it. So I dug
would
deeper
you scam
and
me?
came across
No.
this incredible investigation
not scam
by a
smugglers.
German
I would never
nonprofit
do
called Data Request, who advocate for data privacy online. And they dug into Honey's data collection practices by submitting what's known as a GDPR right of access request. For those unfamiliar, under European law, anyone living in Europe can ask a company, no matter where it's located, for a copy of all the personal data that company has collected on them. So, two of their members, Benny and Malta, both Honey users, each submitted a GDPR request. Their data revealed that Honey was systematically tracking their browsing activity across every website it considered to be an online store. They also collected timestamps, unique user IDs, device IDs, operating system info, geolocation details, and the full URL of the page visited. Now, data requests showed that from these logs alone, Honey could infer some incredibly personal insights about a user. Here are just a few examples from Benny's data that was collected in 2020. Honey could see that on February 13th at 2:57 PM, Benny viewed an iFixit guide on how to swap the DVD lens on a Nintendo Wii. They could see that Benny checked an AliExpress order 13 times, his order ID fully visible, including the fact he opened a dispute for the order. They could see he had a Microsoft Family plan and that he added a new family member to his Office 365 account. Honey also knew that Benny looked for an Airbnb and
you start to like understand how fucked that is, because it's like, if he's adding a new user to those that don't understand, Microsoft Office, if you're adding a new user to the account, it could be a child, it could be a teenager, it could be like a college student that wants to like not pay money for a new account. So that would give you inclination to like suggest them ads or advertising. Like, how would it? God, I'm getting so ahead of myself, but this is like marketing 101. If you start to figure out things through like a connection of webs and you start noticing a trend, say like, oh, I'm really interested in like baby stuff, you're probably pregnant, or like, oh, I'm thinking about buying a dog or getting one from the shelter. It starts suggesting you dog toys and stuff because that's how your brain works. Like, it's the same thing. You start to notice one little thing and it starts putting like little fucking connections to each other, and that's how they know what you want before you know what you want.
For two adults from the 4th to the 5th of March. And apparently Benny had issues with his iPhone because he viewed an Apple support page on how to reset his passcode. On March 23rd at around 5 PM, Benny watched a documentary called Scanning the Pyramids
This guy's into aliens!
On Curiosity Stream, a service he subscribed to just an hour earlier through YouTuber Tom Scott's affiliate link.
Dude,
and apparently Benny's a gamer because he redeemed a game on Steam with the serial code 5HGP6. You get the point. All that information could be inferred from just 27 page views, but in total, Honey collected over 2,500 pages of web activity between just February and May of 2020, meaning what I just read to you represents only 1% of the total data Honey collected within a 3-month window. That is insane. Now, while Benny willingly registered an account with Honey, Malta, on the other hand, didn't. Yet Honey collected the same data from him as well, suggesting whether you formally register an account with Honey or simply installed the extension, Honey was harvesting the same data regardless. Huge shout out to Data Request for their work. I'll link their full investigation below.
And who knows who the fuck they're selling it to as well.
They also have a great tool where eligible consumers can easily request a copy of their data from companies like Honey and also request to have that data deleted. Definitely check that out and consider supporting their nonprofit. So as you can see, it starts to make a lot more sense why a company like PayPal would fork out so much money for this platform. Honey was sitting on a treasure trove of data that provided detailed insights into its users' shopping habits. Honey could see what users were buying, how they shopped, what they searched for, the decisions they made before checkout, and even the services they considered but didn't purchase. That information is invaluable to a payments platform like PayPal. But don't just take my word for it. Here's Honey's former senior manager of partnerships, Daniel Pilkington, discussing the benefits of Honey's data for their partnered merchants.
You know, one of the metrics that we assess very frequently for merchants that work with Honey is, cross-store shopping. So, how many other stores is a user visiting as well as the store in question? You know, they go to 6 stores, and they go to 7 stores, they go to 10 stores before they make a decision on where to.
Oh man, like the more I think about it, do you guys do what I do, for example, where you want to buy, I wanted new bed sheets because mine got torn in the washing machine or something, right? so you go to a bunch of different websites and you start comparing like prices and stuff. If for example, someone's logging your data on your browser and there's like cookies attached to something like Honey, for example, it got done analyzing your data, and it will start suggesting a more favorable pricing option so that it gets your money over another one. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, if you start thinking about it, like how fucked this kind of thing is. You look at thread counts and fabric types. Too much bedsheet action. Guys, it tore in the fucking washing machine, man. I don't know what to tell you. I also have sharp nails on my toes as well. I have to clip them a lot. Jesus Christ. You guys are weird. Do you guys have sex? It's kind of weird.
Purchase.
And here's another former senior partnerships manager.
Talons.
So like one of the things we have insight into at Honey, because we're a browser extension and we can see our shoppers and how they shop, is that shoppers love to cross-site comparison shop. You know, we're really kind of following the shopper where they go, and we're with them every step of the way. We have all sorts of tools to make those consumers stickier to those direct-to-consumer brands.
Yeah.
And here's a former PayPal executive discussing how beneficial the data is for their goals.
We've got a full suite of solutions across our consumer platforms that help drive new customers, that help drive loyalty, that help drive conversion, and ultimately sales lift. And we have a lot of analytics and a lot of data, a lot of shopper data, obviously, and that's something that we can unlock.
That's what I'm saying. And also the mafia intent behind them extorting people for like using their code and getting into the affiliate thing. They can use that data to like favor people that pay them more money to push their shop front more than other people. Like, again, I'm not thinking like a villain. Like, I would personally never do this. I think this is so beyond like morally reprehensible. But I feel like I could definitely put myself into the shoes of like, I could make an empire where I gather a bunch of data across like a thing and like figure out who's making the most money off of like discount codes, or like who's paying me the most money, and then like favor their storefront and advertise it through ads by like giving myself like this like AIDS ridden extension called Honey, and then like propagating that data into like pushing it more.
Half of our partners.
Depending on what
You've
you
got to
want,
hand it
you
to
know?
Honey. They've truly mastered the art of selling bullshit narratives.
It's
to
so
users,
evil.
they promise privacy, insisting, hey, we never sell or share your data.
Yeah, we
But to
never
their
do
merchants,
that, but
they
actually we
literally
do.
bragged about how much of your data they had and how it could be leveraged to provide them with valuable insights into your shopping habits. It's genuinely astounding. Now, for clarity, those interviews were all recorded after PayPal's acquisition of Honey. So, is this
So is it
simply a case
2020?
of a corporate giant turning a once well-intentioned startup into a data harvesting machine? Nope. In fact, data collection was part of Honey's game plan well before they were acquired by PayPal. This right here is Honey's pitch deck to investors from back in 2015. On the business model slide, Honey clearly labels personalized offers to consumers based on cross-site comparison shopping data.
This is what I was talking about. You personalize it, but you don't actually personalize it. You push it to the person that's paying the highest dollar. Because that's how advertising works. If you think about it, like at the Super Bowl, the reason that you don't see small companies being marketed at the Super Bowl, or like, I don't know, the FIFA World Cup or whatever for like Europeans, like it's a big deal to get a spot shown to millions and millions of people because it's a lot of money and it's a lot of eyeballs, so it gives you a lot of business return, right? If you do the same thing with Honey, where you have a lot of eyeballs glued to this specific like ad or extension, it might like push those things because they're paying a lot of money.
As a core
It's
component
so
of their business strategy.
evil.
And on the very next slide, proudly entitled Our Unfair Advantage, it explicitly states Honey's unique data allows us to predict what each user is about to buy, when they intend to purchase, and how much they are willing to pay. They even itemize—
Super Bowl's not even that big. Buddy, it's 120 million average viewers. What do you mean it's not that big? It's huge. For an American customer base, if you're an American business, if you investing into advertising for that and having your ad business on the screen for like more than like 10 seconds is a massive deal. Like, I'm just saying, like, if you're into, like, that kind of thing, like, obviously. If you're not into the Super Bowl, if you're not American, like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, from a business perspective, for money.
The data collected as user behavioral data, stores visited, products viewed, and of course, your purchase history. So not only was data collection top of mind from the very beginning, but they were already actively collecting it and pitching that data to investors as a valuable asset. For years, Honey framed data collection as minimal and purely in service of saving users money. Well, it appears they were full of shit. And to be clear, I'm not suggesting that Honey was selling your data to third parties for cash. Well, at least I found no evidence of that. But were they quietly monetizing your data behind the scenes, sharing insights with partnered merchants while conveniently leaving that detail out of their privacy policy? Well, it sure looks that way to me. One thing is for certain, however, and that's that Honey sold your data to PayPal, one of the largest online payment platforms in the world. PayPal didn't spend billions of dollars for a simple coupon extension. They were buying a window into your life as a consumer. And here's why that should worry you.
PayPal launches an ad network. PayPal has officially said it will be launching an ad network that will sell ads leveraging the data it collects on the purchase history and spending of its 400 million users. This change would also likely affect users of PayPal subsidiaries like Venmo and Honey, and I believe there's more.
Venmo is owned by PayPal as well? Oh my god, I didn't even know that. I thought they were two separate things.
More as well, but I'm not surprised Honey's in there.
Nice. This is like terrible.
Couldn't have said it better.
This is like terrible. There's just one company that owns everything?
Myself. Now, to make this whole data collection issue...
Dude, this guy hates Linus. Bro, shut the fuck up. He's just citing it as an example. Turn your fucking brain on. Cheese and crackers, man. Maybe he got permission from Linus. Have you ever thought about that?
100 times worse. Something else caught my eye while reading through Honey's privacy policy. Right at the very bottom, Honey states that, quote, "We created Honey for the exclusive use of adults, 18 and older, and we don't knowingly collect or solicit personal information from children." Yeah, you see...
Wait, what does that say about children? If you are a child under 18, please do not attempt to use or register for PayPal's Honey products or send any personal information to us. But if you do, we can't do anything about it. We will delete that information as quickly as possible. But how do you know that they're under 18? Because if a kid goes on a website, say it's like an inappropriate website, they're gonna lie about them being over 18. So how would you know unless the parents are going to like tell you not to do that? Like, oh my god, this is so bad. It's like the AI thing for like verifying your age, and then they say like, oopsie whoopsie, the AI did a scan of your face, they think that you're 18 but you're actually 13. So like, how would we know?
Knowingly collect or solicit personal information from children.
Yes, yeah, I'm 18.
Now, there's just one problem with that.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey.
Uh-oh. Little Timmy installed Honey on his mom's computer, and it scanned her employee code that she was using for her business. Timmy, no!
That's right. Not only did Honey and PayPal knowingly collect data from minors, but they intentionally targeted them in their advertising. That's not just unethical, it's potentially illegal in numerous jurisdictions. Many countries have very strict regulations when it comes to the collection
that's New Zealand.
Of personal data from minors, and for good reason. Therefore, if you intend on having minors use your product, many jurisdictions require that you obtain parental consent first. But this adds all kinds of technical and legal complexities, which is why many platforms simply limit the use of their service to adults only in their privacy policy.
But how would you know? Like, other than, like, you can steal a credit card from your parents when you're a kid. You can take their ID and just lie. Like, kids will get around it.
Honey's approach. But if Honey were genuinely trying to avoid having kids on their platform, they probably shouldn't have sponsored one of the most popular influencers in the world, whose key demographic of followers is, well, this. But Honey did sponsor Mr. Beast, and those videos garnered a whopping 3 billion views, making him Honey's #1 sponsor. In fact, according to my data, Mr. Beast sponsorships...
Wow, wait, he did that...
My data, Mr.
No, go back. God, is there a better way? I don't want frame by frame. I want more than a frame.
Would sponsor views on YouTube. #1 spot.
There we go. Okay, Mr. Beast, H3, and then he trounced that shit. Oh my gosh. PewDiePie as well. I did a thing. Matt Stoney, Oversimplified, Linus, H3. Mr. Beast is like actually just trouncing all of these. And Michael Reeves as well. JonTron. Yeah, I remember JonTron did that too.
In fact, according to my data, Mr. Beast sponsorships represent over 1/3 of Honey's total sponsor views on YouTube. But it wasn't just Mr. Beast. Honey sponsored many channels whose content was, in my opinion, clearly targeted at minors.
I don't want 5-second skips. I want something between 2 and 3. That's why it's annoying.
Sponsored Minecraft channels, Roblox channels, cartoon channels.
Beware of how to use the fucking
just watch
keyboard,
this video
Holy
and
fuck.
tell me it's not targeted at children.
Oh, it's a kitty! Oh, that's a famous kitty. Aww.
This video is sponsored by Honey.
If Honey wanted to target minors so badly, they should have just sponsored one. Oh, wait a minute, that's exactly what they did. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Desiree Machado, who at the time was just 14 years old.
Guys, I'm only 14.
Hilariously, one of her videos that Honey sponsored is
They're sponsoring kids?
Appropriately titled Back to School. Honey even ran her sponsored segment as a paid advert on YouTube. Now, speaking of paid adverts, let's quickly circle back.
That is so bad.
To that Mr. Beast.
Legally speaking, that is awful.
Beast ad, because of all the evidence, this has got to be the single worst example of Honey intentionally targeting minors. Let me play it again.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey.
They are literally encouraging kids to install a browser extension that tracks...
Yeah, and then they gaslight the people, the parents that have their like employee codes leaked when they're starting a business, and they're like, oh, well, you should have just like not told your employees to like install... Like, you wouldn't know an extension is installed unless you specifically went looking for it either. Kids install dumb shit all the time.
And collects data onto every
gotta get 'em
computer
young,
in
that's
their
right.
household, including those belonging to their siblings. That is fucking insane. And the emojis? I mean, come on. And look, this is not a good look for Mr. Beast either. Influencers have a duty of care to ensure that any advertising they engage in is compliant with relevant advertising laws, especially when your audience skews young. Of course, I did reach out to Mr. Beast and his team for comment, but never heard back from them. Now, in case you're still not convinced that this was intentional, because, I don't know, perhaps Honey had a rogue marketing team that was poorly aligned with upper management, well, here's a few words from Honey's former president, Joanne Bradford, talking about the benefits of working with Mr. Beast.
We launched it with gamers playing YouTube on their desktop
hell
and a
yeah.
little gamer called Mr. Beast. So we were his first advertiser and we did a deal with him. His collective ads, I think, have been seen, you know, I'm going to say billions,
Yeah.
3+
Billions.
close to 4 billion times. Every kid in America knows what Honey is.
Yep.
Every kid in America was telling their moms and their dads they needed to download, you know, Honey in order to save money.
Oh, they weren't just telling their mums and dads to install Honey. They were installing it themselves. My 5-year-old brother installed Honey on his computer. Wow, kids start saving money earlier and earlier these days. And here's Honey's co-founder, Ryan Hudson, discussing how Honey leveraged the credibility that influencers have with their audience.
We learned how to work with influencers, in particular on YouTube,
to lean into the credibility that they have with their audiences, the ability to speak the language of their audience. And it's been incredible for us. And
so they actively go out of their way to say, oh, we absolutely do not advertise to children. If you're under 18, we will absolutely delete your stuff. But, you know, we'll work with a child-like influencer, like who have largely skewing child influence, you know, demographics, you know, actively. It's not like we don't know about it.
We've done.
They just admit it on camera, too. They're like, oh,
watch YouTube, or you have kids that watch YouTube. They have seen, if you watch Mr. Beast,
a lot of honey.
A lot of honey.
This was no accident. Honey's leadership knew what they were doing, and they knew it worked well. That Mr. Beast ad alone has 118 million paid ad views, the highest of any Honey ad on YouTube, which strongly suggests it was also their best performer. Honey likely invested millions into this ad alone. Honestly, it's genuinely shocking they've gotten away with it for so long. Now, given everything we've uncovered so far, you might be wondering how on earth there could be more to this investigation. Well, while Honey was the first extension of its kind, unfortunately, they certainly weren't the last.
Holy shit!
There are now hundreds of coupon and cap.
Dude, did we go back to the early 2000s when you didn't have ad block installed and you'd click on like any website and you just get blasted by ads?
Cashback extensions.
Oh my god.
And while I haven't invested,
it was like the first thing I did when I was a little kid. I got so annoyed with all the pop-ups on my dad's like work computer. I just immediately tried to install an ad blocker. It was so amazing when it finally stopped.
All of them to the same extent that I have with Honey, many of them engage in similar behavior, especially when it comes to poaching affiliate commissions. And that's why there are now multiple class action lawsuits targeting these other companies. Influencers haven't just been losing money to one sleazy salesman at checkout, they've been losing money to an army of them. In my opinion, these extensions are nothing but leeches. They are parasites in the world of e-commerce. In fact, I've encountered so much shady behavior with these extensions that I felt it was necessary to create my own browser extension to alert me anytime an affiliate cookie is loaded onto my browser.
Wow.
It's called Cookie Guard, and it's especially helpful because some of these extensions...
What if Cookie Guard like warns you, but then it also takes your cookies? I can't trust anybody, man!
Load their affiliate link in ways that are completely invisible to the user. For example, if you click to copy a coupon on Honey, it looks like a harmless feature because you don't see that sneaky tab opening in the corner, but with Cookie Guard installed, you can see that behind the scenes, they are quietly stuffing their cookie through what's known as a hidden iframe. You can Google it. Even worse, I found that the extension Karma Now would stuff their cookie the moment you landed on a checkout page. Completely automated, no interaction with their extension required. They also had a system that could detect when you used a competitor's extension, like Honey, and they would wait for that extension's affiliate link to load, then immediately override it with their own. Again, no interaction with their app required. It's insane. And this sort of malicious behavior is not exclusive to browser extensions. Even Microsoft couldn't resist the temptation of easy affiliate money and decided to offer coupons.
Oh my god, everyone's fucking in on it, man. I hate this planet. Dude, we all need to like pack our shit and just move into the fucking wilderness.
Directly from the Edge browser. Watch what happens when I visit my NordVPN affiliate link. Once I've clicked on
Thank God I don't use Microsoft Edge, bro.
Of their coupons, Microsoft immediately replaced my affiliate cookie with their own, poaching the sale. And
it's fucked up too because like Microsoft has billions and millions of dollars and they're scraping pennies. They are unironically scraping pennies to just fucking get a little bit of money out of you.
Tried to reload my affiliate link to reinstate my cookie, it comes back momentarily, but Microsoft quickly and automatically replaces it again with their own. I mean, damn, Microsoft.
Yeah, go fuck
People
yourself.
hate your browser enough as it is. And how about Opera's browser? They recently stopped this, but for some time, if you simply entered the URL of a store that they were partnered with and clicked their autocomplete suggestion, Opera considered that fair game to inject
Everybody's got their own flavor of spyware, huh?
their affiliate link and claim the sale. Affiliate marketing has truly become a war of the cookies. I could go on and on with these examples. Now, this all begs the question, how the fuck is all of this being allowed? Are there no rules in place to prevent this behavior? Well, as it turns out, yes, there are in fact plenty of rules in place that should have prevented much of what I have uncovered in this investigation. So, why hasn't it? Well, that's where greed and incentives comes into the equation. You see, so far we have only discussed two key players in affiliate marketing: merchants and affiliates. Merchants want to sell their products and services, and affiliates want to promote those products and services for a commission. Pretty straightforward. But there's another crucial player that we haven't yet discussed, and that is the affiliate networks. Affiliate networks are like dating apps for the industry. They allow merchants and affiliates to easily discover one another, connect, and work together. These networks also take care of all the technical stuff like the affiliate tracking links, reporting, and commission payments. But most importantly, these networks also set the rules. They are the gatekeepers. Some of the largest networks in this industry are A1, Commission Junction, Impact, and Rakuten Advertising. Now, not only do these networks have their own strict policies, at least on paper, but on top of that, over a decade ago, most of these networks collectively agreed to enforce two codes of conduct. One for downloadable softwares, like extensions, and the other for all affiliates that promote coupon codes.
So they're just aware of this shit?
And the rules set out in these codes prohibit many of the behaviors uncovered in this video. So why aren't these networks enforcing their own bloody rules? Well, for every sale made in affiliate marketing, these networks also get a slice of the pie. They generally charge between 20 and 30% of each and every commission paid.
30%? That's a lot, dude.
There are some variations, of course. Not all networks have the same rates and pricing structures, but the core principle is almost always the same. The more money that flows through these extensions, the more the networks get paid. So when these networks enforce rules resulting in a loss of income for the extensions, they too take a hit. Enforcing their own rules basically means shooting themselves in the foot. That kind of incentive structure doesn't just fail to prevent fraud, it practically invites it. Part 3 is going to be huge, and that was supposed to be the next video in the series. But that's not the video you're going to see next. In the next video, I'm going to be exposing a secret system buried deep within Honey's code that was never meant to see the light of day. The system was engineered specifically to bypass one of the most important rules in affiliate marketing, a rule intended to protect influencers from the very commission theft demonstrated in my last video. And that rule is known in the industry as stand down.
Yo, Hellgirl, thank you for the raid! Спасибо за рейдинг! Мы смотрим видос про... What would you call this? Scammer? Scammer? I don't know how to put it into words, dude, but it's really fucked. Dude, a 6-hour video? I don't know about that. I don't think I can sit through 6 hours.
Down essentially means that extensions must detect if a user has already clicked on someone else's affiliate link, and if they have, the extension must deactivate itself and not interfere. Yet, during my testing, Honey virtually never stood down. Suddenly, however, Honey began complying much more frequently, and this changing compliance didn't smell right to me. So, I started digging. And that's one of the reasons why this video was delayed for so long. Because as it turns out, Honey wasn't just ignoring stand-down rules, the system they created was designed explicitly to bypass it, while hiding that behavior from compliance testers. And I have all the evidence to prove it. In fact, what I found was so shocking that I consulted with a respected security researcher who was able to independently verify and validate my discovery. The behavior I'm describing, in my opinion, likely constitutes criminal behavior.
That's what
and
I'm
in a
saying.
few days,
It's mafia-like.
everyone will learn about the greatest heist in affiliate history.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Attempting to stand down as little as possible while avoiding getting caught. Those objectives are in tension, of course. The more you don't stand down, the more you're likely to get caught for not standing down. So they're trying to figure out in what circumstances can they avoid standing down and not face a material risk of being caught.
They're good at making a mafia. Yeah, the PayPal mafia is very real, dude. It is scary. You gotta spread the word, man. You've gotta do it. This is so fucked up. There's a part 3 next December. Yeah, dude, we're gonna get GTA. We're gonna get this video, the part 3, before GTA 6. Mark my words. They're gonna delay it again.